Hey guys, it's Max back with another video. Today I'm talking about the brand new TASCAM DR-44WL. This is a 4-channel recorder that's an update of the DR-40, which has some new interesting features. Now, along with the redesign of the exterior, it has a big feature, which is wireless connectivity, Wi-Fi. This is probably the reason you're watching this video. It's able to connect to both iOS and Android, and from there, from a little app, you can adjust your recording settings, playback settings. You can start, stop recording, pause, and you can listen to pre-recorded files that are on here, as well as upload them to the internet, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to listen to the audio live while it's being recorded with a slight delay, of course. Now, they're not being super clear about this. The way they wrote their information is a little bit kind of hard to understand exactly what they're saying, but I don't see why they should have a problem putting that feature out, because cameras like the GH4 that I'm using right now have live playback and viewing as you're recording for actual video files. So it's going to be really cool to be able to use that, and I'll go over that in a little bit. So like I mentioned, this is an actual update of the older version, the DR-40, which I have right here. I've had this recorder for quite a while now. I use it at weddings, different events. I plug into the DJ soundboard to get a nice clean audio feed, and it's been doing me really well. So I'm going to be doing a comparison side by side, comparing the buttons, the layout, the build quality, features, sound quality, stuff like that between these two. So as soon as I have that video up, I'll put a little bubble right here. If you're watching this and there's a bubble right here, that means that video is created. You guys click that, it'll open a new, basically new tab. Pause that and come back to this. It's going to be really interesting for you guys to see the difference between these two. Now, along with that, I want to mention the biggest competitor to this TASCAM DR-44 is the Zoom H5. Now, I actually went out and bought one of these as well. So one of these is going to be for me, one of these is going to be for somebody else. But this is the main competitor. Now, this was $300, which is the price of this device right here, but they dropped it by 30 bucks after this was released. This does not have wireless function, but it's the closest price range, and Tascam and Zoom are always kind of battling it out. So I will also have a side-by-side comparison on the build quality, the features, the sound quality between these two devices right here. Once again, if there's a bubble here, that means that video is already created. So guys, open that up, pause it so you guys can watch that later. It should be interesting to see the sound quality and other differences between these two devices. And if you're on mobile, definitely check out the description where I will have links to that. And if you guys aren't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. I don't go too much into audio, but I do a lot of filmmaking, gear, equipment, and stuff like that video. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. To start off, let's take a look what is inside the Tascam box, what comes with this recorder. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, pull out all the contents, and we can see what you get. Now, of course, you get a nice packaging, a little informational guide in here, and we'll go ahead and pull this guy open, and you'll get a couple other things hiding in here. So one of those things is going to be a USB cable that you can use to connect the recorder to the computer, Mac, PC, whatever you're using. You also get this little sleeve that you're going to put your recorder inside. It's a soft neoprene type setup, and in here there's actually a little bit of like a hard, maybe cardboardy, plasticky type little thing on the front of this, and I guess it's just supposed to give you a little bit more protection against the buttons that are on the front of the device or for the screen. Set that aside. A little plug adapter just in case you're not in the US. And here you have 4 batteries, which I already took out, but those are right there. Here we have a little plug, and that's for USB if you want to power the device from USB. This guy right here is going to be a little windscreen just in case you want to use the built-in mics outside and knock down some of that wind noise. This is going to be a little input if you want to mount the actual camera to your DSLR using a cold shoe mount right there. This is a little handle for the device, so you can screw it on the back with that 1/4-inch jack and hold it in your hand if you're going to be doing that. And of course, you have your recorder device right here. Let's take a look at the button placement and design of the DR-44. Up top, we have 2 large microphones. Now, you can't change the direction of these microphones, but they are mounted in rubber shock mounts. At the top, you have 4 peaking indicator LEDs, one for each channel, and 1 LED indicator for the MTR function. On the front, you have 4 track input settings, a mixer button, pause, forward, record, reverse, menus, input, quick setting, and you also have this click wheel which you go through your menus, and an enter button. On the side you have a hold power, you have a SD card slot, headphone out, output level, and Wi-Fi button. On the other side you have a mic, you have your phantom power, line input, input level settings, and a USB jack. And then you have this spin dial, which is going to be your main adjustment for your gain or input level. On the back, you have a battery cover, which holds 4 AA batteries. You have a 1/4-inch jack and a speaker. So let's go ahead and talk about build quality. On the outside, you have this aluminum sheeting that they're using now. Before it was all plastic. Now it's kind of nice if you're a fan of aluminum, but it is kind of thinner, cheaper aluminum, and it doesn't feel like it's going to really improve anything. Maybe just make it look a little bit cooler. The plastic though doesn't feel bad, but it also doesn't feel super good. It's not impressive when you hold it, but it's not flimsy like the Zoom H1. Now to be really picky, the little click wheel doesn't feel too satisfying, and along with the little center enter button that you have there, feels kind of wobbly inside when you compare it to all the other buttons you have right next to it. Now on the side right here, the little Wi-Fi button kind of is off, it's not centered, and then the little toggle for your hold and your power button is smaller than the actual gap, and it actually kind of flicks around in there, which is kind of weird that they did like that. The DR40 did not have it. So overall, I would say the build quality isn't fantastic. It's not horrible. If you want to be picky, you could be picky, but I think it's going to hold up just fine. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and look at the menu. This is our home screen right here. I'm going to hit the menu button. Here you can go through and use your scroll wheel and the little center enter button, and then you can basically scroll through everything. So in the first mode section, you can choose 4-channel or MTR, which I believe is metronome. Hitting that menu button will get you back. Let's go ahead and go into the record settings. Here you can go ahead and change your format. Here you have the little drop down menu, which is nice. You want to do BWF, your WAV, or your MP3 settings. So I'm going to go ahead and just select MP3. You can do your sampler rate, pre-record, self-timer. For dual record, you can basically select level or format. Format is if you want to do, let's say, WAV and MP3. Level is if you want it to record another basically audio file that's at a lower level, just in case you peak out. You have MSD code, and then you can do source, which it's turned off right now. So that's the record settings. Now we have some auto functions. You want to do track information, auto record, or if you want it to mark your file. Browse will get you through whatever we have recorded before. Tools, you have your Wi-Fi, speaker, your tuner, those kind of sections. And then you have some effects that you can do here, like reverb. Power display is going to be your options for auto off. You can select what type of batteries you put in for a more accurate readout. You can adjust your phantom voltage, 48 or 24, how long you want your backlight on, and your contrast and peak hold. And in system, you have information, your date, time, file name if you want to format a card. So that's basically our options through the menu. Now we also have down here, you have your quick setup. If you click quick, it's just going to get you like a quick shortcut to some of those functions. Input, you're going to be able to go through, select which inputs are on and off, and some settings for those. And then of course you have your menu button, you have your record. So if your record isn't set, you can't really see anything or adjust anything. You hit your record button, that's kind of a pre-record. It's not automatically recording, but it's ready. You know, if you have pre-record set up, it's going to be doing that. If you don't, it's just ready to be recorded. Once you hit the record, it's going to start counting down, and here we are. You see the levels going as I speak right here. If I press this once again, basically, if I press that, it's going to pause it. So if you want to pause the recording and then start over on the same file, you could do that, or you can hit your stop button. It's going to stop your recording out. So here you have your selections for your tracks. This is a mixer. I haven't messed around with this, but you can adjust the different settings there. And then let's see here. If you want to adjust your gain, you're going to have to use this setup right here. This is new for the DR44. You have an input level, and then you have your little scroll wheel right here. Now the way you do this is you're going to first, we're going to be in the record mode right here. So I'm going to start recording. Now you want to adjust it. If you spin this, nothing is going to happen at all, as you guys see here. That little input button, you have to press that first. There you go. Now if we spin this, nothing happens still. So now we want to select which track we want. Do we want to do the left? Or you want to do left and right? Or do you want to do the external ones, which I don't have plugged in? So now at this point, we're able to spin it and adjust the settings. So you see it'll show you how much decibels you're adjusting by in your settings. See how they're different? That's because I adjusted one earlier. So here, let me see, I'll set it to 73. What's that one at 72? See 70, so that one's 72. This one, set it to 72. Come on now. We're getting a glitch live. All right, there you go. So you can either select both of them or you can select one another. And then to turn this off, you basically have to press that little button again. So you do have a couple more steps to actually adjust your levels. So they really went all out with the safety feature. You have this little cover right here, and it's kind of slightly maybe difficult to turn this just because of that guard. And then you have to press this, and then you have to select your tracks. And too bad it doesn't save the tracks, as you guys see here. I'm going to turn it off, hit this again. It did not save the tracks. So that makes it kind of a pain to adjust your levels. Now on the Android side of things, I am definitely disappointed. Now I'm doing this review just about 2 weeks after this device, the DR-44, was announced, and you guys saw what was on the iOS app, all those settings and options. When I go into Android on my smartphone, this is what I see. Now you see your levels, the files on the card, you see the battery life that we're not recording, you have a play, a record, back and forward button. That's about it. If I try hitting my menu button on my phone, nothing comes up. This is what we're limited to. Now I read on the Play Store for the app reviews that this is still in beta phase, and so basically they released this device without having the app completely finished. Now if you're watching this review a little bit after this device has been out, I'm sure they're going to have an update for that app, but it is unfortunate when a company comes out and puts out a device with the software not being completely finished. Now on to sound quality. Now I'm not going to do a bunch of testing on this device, at least in this video, because when you're just displaying one device, it's going to sound good. For a $300 recorder is going to sound a lot better than anything that's going to be just built in the camera. Now for the sound quality test, I'm going to reserve those for the other two videos, the one that's going to compare it to the Zoom H5 and the one that's going to compare it to the TASCAM DR-40, the older generation. There you'll actually be able to tell if there's difference between the sound quality. We're going to go over noise floor, stuff like that, but for now I'll just do something quick for you guys. So I'm going to do an introduction. I'll show you guys the difference between this device that I'm using, the built-in mics, this lav right here that I typically use with my Zoom H1, and the built-in GH4 microphone. Hey guys, it's Max back with another video, and today we're talking about the TASCAM DR-44WL. Hey guys, it's Max back with another video, and today we're talking about the TASCAM DR-44WL. Hey guys, it's Max back with another video, and today we're talking about the TASCAM DR-44WL. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Wi-Fi. I'm going to hit the little Wi-Fi on the side, and it's telling me an update is recommended, which I did update to the newest firmware, but I don't know how it knows if we need to update or not. But I'm going to hit stop, and it's asking, do you want to connect to a new device? Now I already have it pre-recorded or preset up to the actual iPhone right here, so I'm going to hit no. But if you hit yes, you'll basically just get your password information. Now it's sending out a signal. I'm going to go to my settings and make sure I'm connected to the actual device, which I am right there, and I had that saved previously. And here's our TASCAM DR Control app. Now when we open this, you see a familiar setup. This whole section right here looks very similar to what you see on the actual device itself. Now we have your peak indicators right here, you have your MTR indicator, and just everything, the levels look very similar. Now in here, you have a little quick function if you want some current information, which it's not showing anything there now. Input, you're going to have your adjustments right here, and it actually is easier and quicker to do it on the app than actually press all those different series of buttons on the device itself, which is kind of funny. But anyways, so there we go. And I'm going to close that, and here in the menu we have a bunch of different functions, and it's very similar to what you see on the actual TASCAM device. So you have your modes, you have all your different record settings. Let's go back here. You have your auto functions on here, firmware update, which I guess you can go do through this kind of wireless setup, and you have your set time and date, which it says it's complete. So I guess it's just automatically matched up to the phone, which is awesome to have. You can browse through and see what you have, there's my previously recorded files on the actual DR recorder and on the app. Here you have your forward next mark, play record. You can select which inputs you want to use. So I'm gonna hit record, and that's getting me in that pre-record stage, which you guys saw right there. There wasn't really a long kind of delay. It was fairly simple and fast. So if I'm gonna just kind of snap my fingers, and we'll see how long it takes to come from here to the app. So we have probably about a 1/4 second of delay, at least when it's this close here. And of course you see all your information. You can hit record. So not a very bad delay right there. Maybe half a second-ish. Of course you can pause it, you can stop it. So those are basically your options. So to finish off this video, if you're somebody that's going to make good use and you need that wireless connectivity and you need to be able to record multiple channels at one time, this is the perfect recorder for you. There's really nothing else out there like it. Now, if you don't need the extra connections, you just need one input, then you want to take a look at the TASCAM DR-44WL. This is basically has a lot of the same functions without the multiple channel inputs. And I actually have a video review on that. You'll see a little bubble come up. You guys can click that and it'll open up in another window. Now, if you don't need that wireless connectivity and you do need multiple inputs, then there's other options, like you guys know, the older version of this, and of course the main competitor, the Zoom H5. So you definitely want to look into those before you choose what you want to do, and I'll have those comparison videos out shortly, so definitely check that out. Now, if you want a recorder that's going to be decent build quality, have a lot of different functionality, have that Wi-Fi, you don't know if you're going to use that Wi-Fi yet, but you may in the future, then you definitely might want to consider this. You're going to pay $300, and if you ever need basically that wireless connectivity, you have it with you, which is a great option to have. So it's kind of up to you guys. So definitely check out my other videos. And decide what you want to do. Do you want to invest in something like this? It's going to have that extra functionality, or maybe you don't need that. So thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that wireless functionality is worth it? Do you think there's something else out there? Did you buy one of these? Let me know if you did buy one of these, or did you pick up something else? If you guys enjoyed this video, if you thought it was detailed and it basically was very informative to you guys, give me a thumbs up. These videos do take quite a bit of time to make. But definitely check out my other videos. And if you want to see more gear on filmmaking, camera comparisons, stuff like that, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to buy one of these, I'm going to have some links in the description. There's going to be a link to Amazon, Adorama, and B&H, so you guys can pick your choice, whatever website you like best. I prefer Amazon, but you guys can go ahead and check that out. And if you guys buy through those links, that supports me, all the efforts it takes to make videos like these, so I can continue doing so. Thank you guys for watching and have a fantastic day. Peace.